everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Leatherneck Insider. My name is Austin Holznagel.
And I'm Logan Wheeler.
And we start this program today announcing breaking news that women's basketball player Reagan McCowan has entered the transfer portal after just 1 year as a Leatherneck. Reagan racked up plenty of awards, 13 OVC Freshman of the Week honors, 4 OVC Player of the Week honors, an OVC Freshman of the Year, All OVC First Team, All OVC Newcomer Team, while averaging just under 20 points and 8 rebounds.
WIU softball has started their first season in the Ohio Valley Conference. The Leathernecks look to open up their second series at home versus Morehead State. Leatherneck Insider reporter Kobe Blackman got a chance to speak with head coach Elisa Goller on her thoughts on the season so far and what she expects from the team in their upcoming matchup.
WIU softball has started conference play. I got a chance to speak with head coach Elisa Goller on how she thinks her team is performing.
I think they're doing a good job. They've competed against every opponent regardless of what that opponent has, like whether they've got great pitching or hitting or this or that. You have to have short-term memory in conference when you play 3-game series like us in baseball do, and we've been doing a good job of bouncing back. And even though, we're only 2 and whatever right now, it could have very easily been a different direction, and I think they know that. So they're doing a good job.
She is also excited for the team's upcoming matchup at home this weekend.
I think that they will be really excited to play at home. I think the weather looks good, and I know that I think they understand that any opportunity to play in front of our fans and whatnot is really special. So I'm excited to see how we come out.
Goller is also proud of the team's play and loves the contribution from all angles.
We're getting a lot of good contribution from a lot of different people. It's hard to just, I think each pitcher has had specific moments that have been just excellent. Hitters at different times have been clutch. Defense at different times has come up big. But that's what you need. You can't just really have one person who's doing it all. So I just am very proud of the team and for them embracing their role on that day and doing their best.
I'm Kobe Blackman, word from Leatherneck Insider.
Thanks, Kobe. The Leathernecks take on the Morehead State Eagles in a doubleheader today at 12 p.m. Good luck, Leathernecks.
Softball is back in the spotlight as they now have another Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week presented by Wildfire Bar and Grill. Here's more with this week's winner, Maria Luna. Hello everyone, my name is Austin Holznagel and I'm here with this week's Leatherneck Insider Athlete of the Week presented by Wildfire Bar and Grill, Maria Luna. And first off, Maria, congrats on winning this award after a fantastic 5 for 12 week. What does your preparation look like going into each game to make sure that you're at your best?
Honestly, for me, it's really just clear mind. Can't go in thinking too much about what the pitcher's throwing, what I'm going to do. Pretty much just saying, no pitcher's going to beat me, and just clear mind of saying, okay, I got this. She's not going to beat me.
Yeah, and last year you had a fantastic season as well. Summit League, honorable mention. And now that you're in year 2 of the Leathernecks, or for the Leathernecks, what do you say would be the biggest difference in between these past 2 seasons?
Honestly, I think our biggest difference is team. We're really big on team culture, and last year, we didn't win too many games, but this year we really turned it around team-wise and player-wise, really just coming in. New conference, no one knows who we are, we're the underdog, and just coming in and proving our point that we deserve to be here.
Yeah, and you just mentioned it, a new conference, the OVC. I'm sure that's very different than the Summit League. And your team is off to a 2-7 start in the OVC. What can you do and your team, or what's the game plan looking like to kind of flip that record as the season goes on?
Well, really just maintaining us. I think sometimes we forget how good we are, and I think maintaining, our attitude and our effort, our team culture really has changed in the last 2 years, so just coming in and prepared to keep winning. I mean, obviously we're 2-7, but I think we'll change that around the next couple weekends.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this interview, and congrats again on winning this award. Us at Leatherneck Insider will definitely be rooting for you guys as the season goes on.
Thank you so much.
And for Leatherneck Insider, I'm Austin Holznagel. Congrats again, Maria. Be sure to make your way to Mary Ellen McKee Stadium and catch the action this year.
The WIU football team has started the spring practices and are getting ready for the new season, along with the new head coach Joe Davis preparing for his first game as a Leatherneck head coach. Leatherneck Insider reporter Ben Polanca with more.
Western Illinois football team has started their spring practice under new head coach Joe Davis. Davis is already making an impact on the team, including raising over $50,000 in fundraisers. Davis explains about the fundraiser and how it created a team bonding.
Well, I think it just goes to show the passionate alumni that we have, not only of the university, but more specifically to our football program, people that want to see positive change and positive momentum, and most importantly, that money that we raise is going to increase our student-athlete experience, which is ultimately what we're all here for. So very humble, very honored, and very appreciative of the folks that donated to our fund. Absolutely. One of the first priorities that we had with that raised money is to feed our team, and the family dinner component and the training tables that we have amongst our football players is really important to us. So that time together, that breaking bread together, certainly creates bonds and community and continuity and a brotherhood that we're looking for.
Davis was hired as a head coach in December 2023. He tells us about his time at Western so far and what it means to him.
Well, it means a lot. I don't know that we've done a lot yet other than just try to create an environment of encouragement and challenge and inspiration, and that's basically the slogan that we've been using, ECI amongst the football program, and just trying to create a positive mental attitude amongst the players, amongst the coaches. And
the spring game will be on April 19th at 6 p.m. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Ben Polanka.
Thank you, Ben Polanka. When we come back, we'll pick up on the greens and eat some peanuts and Cracker Jacks at the Diamonds. Stay with us.
Not W?
It's not W, it's W. 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 That's what I've been stressing out about the most so far. It's saying W because I know it's something you're going to say right. Yeah, we've been ready.
They're like, we're waiting on, what are we waiting on?
They haven't said anything. I said we're ready to go. We can start.
Hello everyone, I am Will Thomas.
And I'm Dane Mackley. Welcome to this week's edition of Leatherneck Insider.
Some new changes are being made in the NFL, and there's been a lot of discourse about whether they will benefit the league. Leatherneck Insider reporter Luke Little joins us in the studio to help us understand what's going on. So Luke, what kind of changes can we expect?
Well guys, there's three big changes coming this year for the 2024-2025 NFL season. Changes to the kickoff, coaches' challenges, and the most infamous of them all, the hip drop tackle. Let's start with the coaches' challenge that was proposed by Detroit. This amendment to the rule changes the old rule from only allowing a third coach's challenge if the first two were correct, to now only needing one of the first two challenges to be successful to receive the third. This shouldn't have a monumental impact on the season, but it will allow coaches to take more risks when it comes to challenging close calls. Another rule accepted by the NFL is the changes to the kickoff. This year, the kickoff will be similar to the XFL's scrimmage style. Last season, only 22% of kickoffs were returned, and it became an obsolete part of the game. This new rule will drastically bring the number of returns off. This year, the kicker will start at the 35-yard line, the same position as last year. The rest of the kickoff team will start between the 40 and the 45. The return team, at least 9 of the players will set up in the setup zone between the 30 and the 35, and a maximum of 2 returners can set up in the landing zone between the goal line and the 20. If the ball goes into the end zone or through the end zone, the offense will start at the 30-yard line. If it lands in the return zone, the return team has to recover it. If it's short of the 20 or goes out of bounds, the offense will start at the 40-yard line this year. Lastly, the rule that has caused the most drama, the hip drop tackle. Here is the definition by the NFL. A foul will be called if this technique is used to bring a runner down. If he grabs the runner with both hands or wraps the runner with both arms and unweightens himself by swiveling and dropping his hips and or lower body, landing on and trapping the runner's legs at or below the knee. A penalty for the hip drop tackle is a loss of 15 yards and an automatic first down. There's a lot of controversy over these new rule changes coming this season, but what about you guys? What do you think? Is this going to help or is this going to hurt the NFL?
I think it's got some benefits. I think it'll definitely help out on kickoffs. And I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the tackle rule because those bigger players, the moment they get by the defense, then there's no point in trying to tackle from behind because how are you going to bring them down? So I see the controversy, but I think overall it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to make it a lot more difficult to bring down somebody from behind, so I expect there to be a lot more higher scoring games this season.
Well, coming up after the break, we'll check in on Macomb High baseball and softball. We'll be right back.
Your vision.
My goal is to work at a top 100 television station as a reporter, anchor, and a producer.
Our mission.
Thanks to Western, I have a resume that would beat out most students from the top journalism schools in the country.
This is Western Illinois University.
I am a success story. I am a Leatherneck.
The Macomb High Bombers baseball team is trying to have a repeat season after a Prairie Land Conference championship last year. Head coach Dustin Lambert, who enters his second year as head coach at Macomb High, led the team to a sectional semifinal matchup against Sherrard, where they lost 5-3 in 2023. The Bombers will have some great help this season by senior pitcher Jake Hobson, who has signed his commitment to play D1 baseball here at WIU. The Bombers started off the season slow, dropping their first 2 games of the season, but even those losses with a win in the Jacksonville tournament and another over Galesburg. The Bombers match up today on the road against Liberty High School, then are back at home on Monday to take on Knoxville. Then we'll finish out the week with 3 games in a row against Southeastern, Kewanee, and Canton.
The Macomb High softball team are off to a hot start this season with a perfect record of 3-0. Their previous games against Astoria, Jacksonville, and Sherrard were canceled due to weather. So the Bombers will now prepare for their first Prairie Land Conference game against Cuba Spoon River Valley on the road. Here's a look at their upcoming schedule. As we mentioned before, the Bombers will face Cuba Spoon River Valley on the road. That game will be played on April 1st. The Bombers will then head home for a non-conference game against Pittsfield on April 2nd. Then on April 4th, the Bombers will be back on the road to take on Knoxville. All games will start at 4:30 p.m. Good luck, ladies, on the upcoming season. When we come back, we'll have short takes coming up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Western Illinois University. Our beginnings in 1902 focused on providing affordable teacher education training. We've changed with the times and excelled through the years. Today, Western is positioned for the next 100 years and beyond. Affordability of diverse academic programs, outstanding learning opportunities, and hands-on experiences provide excellent job placement for our graduates. This is Western, forever Western.
It is now time for some short takes with our Leatherneck Insider reporter, Jalen Short. Jalen, what's on the table today?
Thanks, Austin. And now we have the usual 5 topics to get to. So let's start with the Dallas Cowboys. Does Jerry Jones trust Dak Prescott? I don't think so. I believe that if they don't make any noise this season, maybe going to the NFC Championship game, that Mike Zimmer, Mike McCarthy, and Dak Prescott will not be in Dallas come next season. Now let's move to the Pittsburgh Steelers to talk about Justin Fields. As a Bears fan, the Bears let him go, so I'm very sad about that. But Fields has a bright future in Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson is only on a 1-year deal, and hopefully Pittsburgh can be Fields' home for years to come, and maybe they can make some noise in the AFC. You never know. Now let's talk about women's college basketball. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Juju Watkins, you have all of these star players in women's college basketball, and to be quite frank, it's more exciting than men's basketball at this point. Especially with Iowa, maybe they're a dark horse, kind of maybe, you know, with Caitlin Clark playing the way she's playing. You never know, they can maybe win the national championship, but it all comes down to them in South Carolina. Now let's talk about the UConn Huskies. They have been the best team in men's college basketball this entire season. They're so dominant. They have the size, they have the coaching, they have the willpower, and they're battle tested. They won last season, so they know what to do. They know what to do to get there, and I do believe that they will repeat this season in men's college basketball. Now, finally, let's talk about the sleeper teams in the NBA playoffs. My pick, the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion Williamson has been playing tremendous, lost 25 pounds. He's looking to be in great shape, and honestly, if they're clicking at the right time, they can maybe upset anyone in the NBA playoffs. So guys, what about you? Do you guys think that the Pelicans maybe can be a sleeper team in the NBA?
Well, I don't really have the Pelicans per se, but I think my dark horse is the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Luka and Kyrie have been absolutely clicking on offense, and they added some size inside. I think they're a very dangerous team once we get closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, you can never doubt Luka in the playoffs, but I think another team that really is starting to click it together and starting to get going is the Houston Rockets. They're going to pass up the Warriors here real quick, and you never know what a team picking up heat can do in the playoffs.
I do love me some Jalen Green, so I would be very, very happy to see him there. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but stay connected with us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at InsiderWIU. For Leatherneck Insider, I'm Austin Holznagel.
And I'm Logan Wheeler. Have a great weekend, Macomb.